In this video, we will look at the differences between Managed Online Backup 14.x and the newly available Managed Online Backup 15.10. Managed Online Backup 15.10 was introduced as a release candidate in Agent 9.13.4. The new disaster recovery features of Managed Online Backup and Disaster Recovery were introduced in Mac's Remote Management Dashboard version 6.10.3. You may request disaster recovery credentials for a device by selecting it and then clicking Edit Server from the drop-down. In the Manage Online Backup section, you will have an option to request your encryption key. This is required if you choose to perform the various forms of disaster recovery. By selecting Managed Online Backup from the top menu, you will be presented with a list of download tools for disaster recovery, including the Recovery Console, Bare Metal Recovery, and Virtual Drive. Now we're going to launch Managed Online Backup versions 14.x and version 15.10 to show some of the differences in features between the two releases. When launching a new backup, you'll notice that there is significantly more detail available while the backup job runs compared to version 14.1. This includes more detail on bandwidth throttling, the number of files that have been processed or changed, and the ability to look at the various charts that are going to show the remaining size of the data to be processed and the data to be sent to the cloud. Here we've selected Restore, chosen Files and Folders, and expanded Volume C to see the various directories and files available for restore. If you look at version 14.1 in comparison, you can see the same file structure, volume, and directory structure. However, you'll notice in 15.10 we've added additional file detail and improved the usability of the restore selection tree. Similar enhancements were made to the other data sources. Here you can see Microsoft SQL, which now includes additional database detail and improved usability in the restore selection tree as well. The Virtual Disaster Recovery dialog received enhancements also in 15.10. Here you can see that we've added VSS data sources like Microsoft SQL or Exchange to the Data to Recover dropdown. This gives us the ability to recover applications as part of disaster recovery. Virtual Disaster Recovery now supports multiple disaster recovery targets, including VMware, Hyper-V, standalone VMDK and VHD formats, plus now Amazon and Azure cloud targets. The usability and configurability of each of these recovery targets has been expanded in this release. For example, here with VMware, you have your choice between VMDK or ESX, and you can choose various server and network settings, machine name, location, the size of the virtual disk that you're creating. When you move over to Hyper-V, you can choose now a local VHD file or recovery to a local hypervisor. You've got sources for recovery to Microsoft Azure or Amazon, each of those having settings that are going to correspond to your credential files, size of the machine, and various other configuration options. Scheduling improvements now list only the available data sources, as opposed to version 14.1 where all data sources were displayed during scheduling. We've improved usability of the proxy settings in 15.10 as well by adding informative tooltips for the various configuration settings. In this case, username, password, proxy server, port, etc. Bandwidth throttling received usability enhancements in 15.10. This includes the ability to toggle between kilobytes and megabytes for your upload and download speeds, the ability to set individual days of the week to exclude bandwidth throttling, And then finally, the ability to exclude data sources that are not valid for a given source. We've improved usability of local speed vault in 15.10 with informative tooltips for the various configuration settings, the ability to send data to the local speed vault first and then synchronize to the cloud in the background. Dialogues for both local drive and network share now show tooltips for username, password dialogues. And then of course you can see synchronization status between local storage and the cloud. We've improved usability for archiving in 15.10 as well, whereas prior you had to select individual months. Now you can select all months from a single drop-down. We've added tooltips and examples to the backup filters dialog. The Advanced tab also received informative tooltips for the various configuration settings. Seeding was improved in 15.10 to include informative tooltips for defining the seeding path, as well as pop-ups and help dialogues to walk you through the various stages from starting the seeding all the way to finalizing seeding and sending the data to the cloud.